Hi everybody, welcome back. Today we're gonna do a get ready with me and a Q&A. I've decided to put them together because I am running a little late, need to get ready for the live stream that starts in a couple of hours, but I also need to film this Q&A because all of you asked me questions on my Instagram. That's where I usually post my request for questions. So thank you to everyone for asking me those questions. We are going to answer them. Where's my phone? There's my phone. I need to multitask. And yeah, we'll just do a really easy, quick makeup look and answer some questions. I've got about like 20 questions, quite a few questions actually. So let's start with the first one while I think about what I want to put on my face. Aaron the Dreamer, were you ever treated differently or get stares when you are using your Hermes bags? Oh, was I ever treated differently? I think people do look at my bag, like when I walk around, when I was having my Kelly bag, especially my Kelly bag, it was bright red and it's a size 32 because it's extra large and just so bright. I do notice people are like looking at my bag like that, and I mean I do it as well because I love looking at bags. So when I see people carrying a nice bag, naturally I would look at their bag as well. So I do think people look at it, but whether I get treated differently, you know, I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, I honestly don't really pay attention to whether I get treated differently if I carry a nice bag. But I do notice that when I am dressed like a slob, okay, we're not talking about bags, but I do notice when I'm dressed really casually and, you know, not put together, I do get treated differently when I walk to certain luxury stores. And you know, maybe it's my fault, you know, sometimes I just don't make an effort to, you know, put everything together. I wear like maybe like this. Let me just show you what I'm wearing, you know, just like my shirts and all. And I go like without my makeup. And yeah, I do. I mean, I've had experiences where the sales associate may not be so interested to give me their time. And I don't blame them because, you know, maybe I'm giving the impression that I am a slob and I'm just there to waste their time. So I actually don't blame them. I think when, you know, it's about portraying yourself. You know, when you go for meetings or when you go out, you want to put your best foot forward. So I'm really lazy. I'm trying to work on that. I'm trying to, you know, make an effort to look my best every single time, or at least more often. And I think it's not only for other people to look at us, but I think it's also for us to feel it. So, you know, I mean, I can definitely feel like right now I feel like crap. So, but I know once I put on some makeup, I give myself some time, you know, I dress up, put my rings on, I actually feel good, puts me in a good mood. So anyway, I know we're diverting a little bit, but I haven't had any experiences where if I'm carrying my Hermes bag, people treat me differently. I don't think they do, but I have the opposite where I don't dress up at all and I carry maybe my, let me just grab it here. I carry like my Hello Kitty bag, which is like my little sports sack. Not, obviously not this bag, but carry bags that I have like, you know, this. And I walk into, you know, luxury shops and I definitely do not get the same treatment as if I was a little bit more put together. Okay. I'm talking too much. Let's just put a little bit of face on. I am using one of my favorite foundations. This is the La Mer, the Sloth Fluid Longwear Foundation. Colors in ivory. This, oh man, this is like, if anybody is out there making foundation, you need to make foundation like the La Mer. I tell you, every time I put this foundation on my face, I have a good skin day. I look good, I feel good, my makeup lasts the whole day. It's so awesome. Which explains the price tag, right? The price tag is like... I had a few questions on wishlist. Purple Girl 23 and Carolyn Liu. What is next on your wishlist and what's my next wishlist bag? So if you haven't watched one of my videos, I said that this year I am not doing any wishlist, but it doesn't mean that I am not looking out for bags. I just feel a wish list is such a commitment. Maybe this is just me, but I think like oh, I am wishing for my Chanel medium large. It's such a commitment, like I'm aiming for it. So this year, I'm doing this whole like no wish list thing, not having anything in the horizon, which is an experiment that I'm doing this year. It could be dangerous. Like I don't have any goals of bags I want to buy, which means everything out there is a possibility. So it's a little bit dangerous, but at the same time, I'm hoping for the opposite, where I'm not always wishing for the next bag, because I have a beautiful collection and I have a very complete collection, you know. I don't see any gaps that I need to fill. Well, let me see, do I have any gaps that I want to fill? I mean, there's always gaps that you want to fill, right? But I actually feel like I don't. I feel like I have a bag for every occasion now. But okay, if I had to wish for something, like if I really like think, okay, what's my next bag, maybe after this year that I want to focus on, I honestly think I need to get my Gabrielle bag. Like I have been talking about my Chanel Gabrielle bag for ages ago, and it's me in the bag. I love it so much. I miss it. I really enjoyed that bag. I felt cool using it. It's easy and all that, so I really feel like I need to work on my Gabrielle bag. However, of course, if Amy is watching this, I'm gonna tell her, girl, if you ever sell your maroon Gabby, hello, first dips, first dips, because dang, it's so expensive now. Next from Hannah, do you encounter lack of service when out on errands without wearing your HC or LV? Okay, so I guess I sort of answered that earlier. If I'm not dressed up, I feel like I get different type of service, but it really depends on where I go. And it doesn't necessarily have to be HC or LV. I find this hard to answer because in Singapore, a lot of people wear, you know, designer, like a lot, really, especially if you live in the city. So it's so, I dare to say that it's pretty common to see a girl or a guy, you know, carry a branded bag or wear some branded clothes, especially in the city. So it doesn't differentiate people from that anymore. You know, you will be differentiated if you're decked up, like decked out, you know, top to bottom, even my nail polish is Chanel, you know, kind of thing, like rings and everything. Then maybe the service is a little bit more better. I don't know, huh? I've never been decked out, but I feel like if you are above that, you know, one class above, then of course I think you will get a different service. But if you're just, you know, normal, I think the service is standard across. I don't think you will get less. But having said that, in the past, I have experienced, you know, I won't say bad service. It's never bad service. It's just lack of enthusiasm. It's like probably a handful, maybe once or twice, and I really feel it's my fault because I myself probably go into the store very uninspired. Just go in there like with my bag and, you know, just like, can I see the Elma? You know, it's like I'm not even helping my cause. So, you know, I guess it's just individual, but I don't feel like it necessarily happens. As you know, maybe in the past, I feel like maybe like 10 years ago, there could have been these situations for people, but I feel nowadays, you know, we're treated quite equally. Let me put some powder on my face. I am always going in with my Chantecaille powder. This is the Perfect Blur Finishing Powder. This stuff, I think if you've been following me for a while, I have been using this so much, and look at it. It's hardly, well, you can see a little bit, but I've hardly, like, I'm trying to dig my brush into it, hardly done any like damage to this thing. It's never ending. From Premium Life, what is your most used designer luxe bag? What is your most used non-designer luxe bag? Oh, really good question. Okay, most used designer luxe bag. I'm gonna answer this with the word currently most used, because if I really think about like the period of time most used and like forever, since I started my luxury life, I would say my Speedy 25, because that was like my only luxury bag that I had for years, and that was like the only bag that I used. So in terms of like days, if you count the days, that's like the most used, and it looks like it's the most used. So I think currently my most used luxury bag would be my Lock Me BB. I actually don't have it right now because I didn't go use traveling, but I got it only last year and I love using it. I use that, I would say, almost every day to almost every other day. I could just use that bag like for 2 weeks straight, and then I'll swap out to my Lulu puffer for a couple of days, and then I'll swap back to that. It's so easy, just grab and go. And I think what transformed the entire utility of that bag was because I added that top handle, and that top handle was thanks to one of my followers. She was like, do you want a short handle? And I was like, oh, what do I do with it? And the moment I thought, you know what, I'll pop it with my Lock Me BB. And ever since that it made it so easy just to grab the bag and run out the door. But my most used non-designer bag, I think it'll have to be my Hello Kitty bags. I am very, very casual on most days. Like, I don't carry like all designer all the time. So, you know, like for my trip here, you know, in my quarantine, I grabbed this one. And you know, because it's so easy and convenient, I'll probably be using this a lot. I have several Hello Kitty bags, so they're all kind of like equal. I've got my little spot sack, I have my Japan tote. So those, I guess, cumulatively are my Hello Kitty bags that I use a lot. And they're just easy. Hi, I just received a call from IKEA. I think it's about my delivery tomorrow. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Oh my goodness, so anyway, that was a huge distraction. I just like, what? Wasted like half an hour on the call with IKEA because I am moving, so there's a lot of like things are not in stock because of, you know, the current pandemic. Anyway, one of my cabinets is not available. Alright, let's go to the next question. I already did my eyebrows while doing that, okay? So, Sheila Bolbalan. Besides Hermes, how would you rank other luxury brands in terms of quality? Which is second and third? Hermes's quality for their leather goods is second to none. It is really, really spectacular. When you touch it, you feel it, you smell it, like, oh. So you're asking me like the second from theirs. I don't think Chanel and LV is there. Their quality is, you know, it's always touch and go. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not. So to be second to that, wow. I'm trying to think of a brand. I just use leather, and you know, based on my very limited knowledge of so many luxury brands, I feel like it could be Bottega or even Loewe. Like their quality for leather and their, you know, attention to the detail is really, really good. There are obviously some that are not so great, but overall, I feel like when I walk into Bottega or I walk into Loewe, it is the leather and the way that they make their bags that I just feel is very well known and is really good quality. Like, I won't walk into Bottega and thinking like, oh, I'm gonna get a funky bag that might have problems with the chain. No, I always go in there thinking leather, great weaving, great, you know, handmade quality leather. And the same when I go into Loewe, that's the same expectation that I have for the brand. I'm using this eyeshadow, Camel from Bobbi Brown, and I was watching Michelle Wong's Declutter, and she had this color, and what she said about it being such an amazing like transition color, I absolutely agree. I've had this for so long. I love this. It's because this color is such a good one, you know, one color for the whole eye into the crease. And yeah, what she said, absolutely 100% agree, because I have it. I feel like this color was introduced by Jaclyn Hill. Like, she loves this kind of like poopy colors, and something about, I think she mentioned this, if I'm not mistaken, it was this color or from Makeup Geek. Next question from Ruchi Patelusa. What are your thoughts on the LV Capucine BB versus the Lady Dior? Ooh. Between the two bags, I feel like the LV Capucine is a more modernized version of the Lady Dior. Like both are top handles, both are very ladylike bags, and they're more matured, but I feel like the Capucine is a little bit more modern than the Lady Dior. Lady Dior is iconic and it's classic, but it definitely gives you that kind of more matriarch feeling to it. It's like more motherly, more like womanly, you know, you're that kind of thing. So yeah, between the two, I feel like the more modern version is Capucine, but both are very, very iconic bags from both of the houses. Your next question: what are your thoughts on the Kelly Cellier versus the Ritorne? Would you choose taupe or black? I've always preferred the Ritorne design, but lately I've warmed up to the Cellier. You know, the Ritorne has a more relaxed, casual feel to it, and I always feel the Kelly Cellier looks a little bit too structured. And I believe they like to use Epsom because it's a more stiff material for the Cellier. And I'm not the biggest fan of Epsom, but I am warming up to the Cellier in Epsom because I was quite surprised of how good it looks in real life. Between the two colors, I would go for taupe because I already have the black Birkin, so I do love that kind of taupe grey color as well. Let's put a little bit more eyeshadow. I'm using my Chantecaille what's this, Walk with Giants, or my Elephant collection. I think this is from the Safari collection, and I'm just putting one color, which is the taupe color, all over my eyelid. Then I'm going to go in with a bit of red, which is the middle shade. So pretty. Okay, Grace Kim 000. How many handbags do you take to Singapore, and how do you transport all of them? So I always carry my luxury bags with me, and I don't have like a very large collection, so they all fit into one luggage bag. I learned how to say no, stop buying, I just can't. Girl, I understand you and I feel you. It's hard. Like, I did my low buy, no buy shopping journey for 2 years. And in that 2 years, I honestly suffered and I honestly failed. Anyway, I failed. So I am, you know, truthful, and I admitted it several times that it was not a successful journey. But I learned a lot, okay? I learned that the mindset to not buy has to be very strong. So my first journey, my first year of doing it, I had a very strong mindset. Like, I was not feeling shopping. I was just not into it. I felt a little overwhelmed that year. So that year was actually pretty successful. I did buy things, but I guess I just wasn't really into it as well. I was just like a bit sick of it. So that mindset was strong enough to hold me back to some extent. Come the next year, which was last year, at the beginning of the year I was great, you know, I was doing really, really well. And then pandemic happened and I just sort of like needed a lot of pick me up. I just felt really down. You know, I promised a video about what's happening, you know, for me in my life. I'm not sure when I'm gonna do that video, but I will do that video and I'll share a little bit of what happened to me last year. And you know, it took a lot out of me and I was really down. So anyway, I used retail therapy as one of it. And obviously no shop, there's no low buy, no buy, right? I just went a little overboard. Yeah, but mindset, you know, girl, mindset is definitely, you know, in everything we do, having that strong mindset, that focused mindset will get you to the goal, right? It will get you there. You need to make some very difficult decisions to stop temptation. So for me, I get a lot of temptation from, you know, watching YouTube, seeing Instagram, getting emails and stuff like that. You know, I'm very influenced by that. So I could not stop watching YouTube, which, you know, I think that's my downfall. But what I did was I unsubscribed to a lot of emails, notifications. I also reduced going to the mall. I try not to think about shopping. So I made some hard decisions away from my habits. I don't purposely go to the mall. When I'm bored, instead of going to the mall, maybe I'll force myself to go to the gym, or instead I'll call up a friend, you know, have dinner. So I try to fill up gaps of my time, which I was filling up the gaps with by going shopping or online, you know, things like that. So those are hard decisions. Those are decisions that you have to make because you have that mindset to, you know, to reduce your shopping. Let me just finish up my eyes. I'm using the Teddy Kohl. I've used this for a long time, since school. Hi.
Hi, perfect, Alexandra. Okay, we managed to get the items.
My cabinet is coming. My cabinet is coming. Woohoo! Let me just put some bronzer on my face. Jenna Pasta online. Choose one. Chanel Classic Flap in black caviar gold hardware or a Cartier Love Bracelet in yellow gold. Oh my goodness, that is such a difficult... That's difficult. Like, that is hard. Okay, so the very, you know, forward thinking girl from me, I would go for the Chanel Classic Flap in black caviar gold hardware. And the reason I'm going with that is because that's a classic bag. Its price is always going up, and if you ever want to resell it, you can get back at least your selling price or more. Like, you will definitely be able to recoup your money. With the Cartier Love Bracelet, if you resell it because it's fine jewelry, you know, the resale price for fine jewelry in the resale market is not always the best. You would most likely lose money. I dare to say that most times, okay, unless you bought it like, you know, 20 years ago, then you might be able to get your money back or a little bit more. But at these prices today, very unlikely, and you will lose money. But with the Chanel, I just feel like you'll be able to recoup your cost. So that's one answer, me thinking of like reselling it. However, I also feel like something forever, like really forever, I feel like that's the Cartier Love Bracelet. Like, I have been wearing this on my hand since I got it, and compared to every single bag in my collection, this is something that I see will survive many rounds of reselling in my bag collection. Like, I can see myself, you know, in and out of my bag, selling this, selling that, letting this go, bringing this in. But I actually don't see that happening with my Love Bracelet. I just feel like this is something that I'm really gonna wear every single day, which I am, for the next 10 years from now, unless, you know, something changes. But it's jewelry, right? It's something supposed to be forever. So depends on which kind of mindset you have. Like, the very, you know, resale mindset of mine will say get the Chanel, okay, because it'll go up in price. But for myself, and for something that I feel I'm going to use a lot and get every single cent's worth, then I would go for the Cartier. Lynn TPL, what specific color you want to get in your next Hermes? You know, I have not thought about my next bag. After getting my black Birkin, I never imagined like getting another bag. Know if I'll definitely go for neutral. I do love color, but I won't get red. That's for sure. I'm just not a red bag girl. But if a color comes out like, ooh, let me just think, okay, maybe like a deep, like I think I mentioned this, like a deep emerald green, I won't say no to it. Or even, oh my gosh, I love, okay, the yellow, that jaune ombre color. Beauty with Lee, if you could only live with using one makeup brand for the rest of my life, which brand? Oh, girl, that's a hot one. Like, I love Bobbi Brown, I love Chantecaille, love La Mer, love Dior. But you know, I think if I had to live with one brand for the rest of my life, I've been really impressed with everything I have used with Chantecaille. So I have right with me is this powder, I have their eyeshadows, I have this this is a lip pencil, I also have a lip gloss. Where is it? Oh, this lip gloss. I have used their foundation as well, and every single thing has been really good for me. So the lipstick is one of my favorite lipsticks. So I think, yeah, I could definitely live with just using Chantecaille for the rest of my life. And Jane, in what areas do you save in order to afford luxury items? Woo! What areas do I stinge on, you mean? I stinge on food. I also stinge on decorating the house. Not a big fan of it. If I can buy a $1 floor mat, I would buy a $1 floor mat. I would occasionally buy a more expensive kettle. But, you know, where I can, I'll stinge on it. Don't ask me to buy an expensive cabinet. No way, no way. Give me IKEA. I love IKEA. So that's where I stinge on. I also stinge on buying clothes. I'm not the biggest clothes buyer. I do love a good piece of clothing. But when I see, say like this top, let's say if I see this top, and you know, at most shops that I'll see like $500, I would just be like, are you crazy? That's not even worth $20. So I feel like I'm quite stingy in those areas. And I also stinge on my gym wear. Like, I teach classes, but I don't really like to spend on my gym wear. I want it to have like holes and be like so like tight, or the rubber is already like melting. Then I would consider changing. So I just feel like I naturally do not like to spend on those areas. Okay, Bambi. Care guide for Cartier love. What? Care guide, girl? I actually don't care for my Cartier. I wear it like I wear my nomination bracelet. I just wear it. There is no like, oh my gosh, you know, I occasionally give it a polish. I have the Red Rouge, like a block, and I have like a, you know, like a microfiber cloth that I give it a bit of wipe, you know, and I occasionally like just check the screws. But honestly, because it's solid gold, you don't need to care for it so much. I think if you are wearing maybe like with things with diamonds, like I have my diamond JUC ring. I love that ring, so I do take care of it from the sense that I do give it a polish, you know, when I keep it, before I keep it, I wipe the diamonds down. But otherwise, because it's gold, you actually don't need to care so much. But if you're looking for a care guide, just Google care guide Cartier love bracelet on YouTube, and there will be a gabillion videos about how you can care for your Cartier love bracelet. Let's put a bit of blush and we're done. I am using Bobbi Brown, who is a Bobbi Brown Day blush in Nectar. I've got a little dent. You know, blush takes forever to get through. I love this blush actually. You know, Bobbi Brown makes really beautiful like items that they just don't get enough. I don't know, they don't get enough publicity. Well, they were very popular last time. Bobbi Brown was, I think, my first luxury brand? Oh yeah, it was Estee Lauder. Can't remember. One of these, like the olden days when your mom used that kind of makeup, then that's what I used. And I think Bobbi Brown was maybe my first of my own. Yeah, I think so. Maybe MAC, I can't remember. TT1014, do you use your Birkin for work? Very, very rarely. I've used it maybe once or twice. I just recall this one time bringing my Birkin there, but other than that, I just don't like bringing my Birkin to work. Though it's supposed to be for work, but I actually don't. Just because I have a bunch of colleagues that are not into luxury bags, and yeah, I just don't want to bring the attention to myself, so no. Chubby Sonia 89, how many tattoos do you have and their meanings? Love your videos. Thank you so much. Woo, how many tattoos do I have? Okay, so I have a back piece which started off with a small star at my back, at like, you know, where the waist is. Like, it started off as an 8-point star, and then it just went all the way up to the side here. Then I've got another big mandala piece that goes around my back to the front here. Then I've got one on my hand. I've got a Hello Kitty on my left ankle, and I need to get one more for my right ankle. I used to have a phoenix, which is at my waist, but that's covered up by the mandala. I have a dragon. What else do I have? Oh, I have my rose across my neck here. I think that's it. That's all I have. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's 8 tattoos. I think that's 8 tattoos. 8 or 9 tattoos, something like that. Okay, I consider my like back piece as one tattoo, though it didn't take one session. It took multiple sessions that go to the side of my ribs and to my back and my back piece. But yeah, I have like under 10 tattoos, but 2 massive ones. Ooh, what are their meanings? Okay, Hello Kitty is Hello Kitty, right? My first rose, I was just like, I love roses that time. And now, do I love roses? I don't love roses, just that I used to love roses. Then my 8-point star tattoo, that was the first one that started off my love for 8-point stars. The inspiration behind that tattoo was sort of like the Christmas star, and I believe that's the North Star. And I remember that star symbolizes hope, future, belief. And I was at a point in my life then that I felt like I needed it. Like I felt like I really needed to hope and needed to believe. So I wanted that on me. But I've always loved stars. It's just that when I saw this 8-pointed star, which it was the Christmas star, and I think I don't know where I read it. I just read it somewhere that the Christmas star, that star, you know, with on top of the Christmas tree, and that light, it was like a crystal, and it symbolizes, you know, so many things like belief and hope, and you know, I just felt so drawn to it. And of course, I was in a very low point in my life then, so I got that star, and after that, it was just like anything 8-pointed star on me, baby. So I got a whole section right here. Let me just see if I can show a little bit. I don't know if you can. Oh, there we go. You can see a little bit. Like, yeah, 8-point star. So it goes all the way down to the side of my body to the piece that's one here. So that one started off my craze for 8-pointed stars. Niam Tabita, what are you doing in Singapore? Sightseeing? I wish I was sightseeing. No, I work here. Kimio92, you have 2 questions. Do you invest in luxury shoes? I don't do it very much. I am more into it now than I was before. So I have a few pairs of Hermes shoes. I've got a couple of errands, a sports shoe. I do have a pair of Gucci, like the Princeton shoes when they were really popular. I have a pair of triple S's. That's definitely not an investment. That's definitely a for fun purchase. Oh, I do have one pair of Chanel shoes. Of course, I'm selling that pair. Wore it like once, and not my favorite. I have a pair of LV shoes. So I do have shoes, just not a lot of it. Actually, a lot for me. Like, I wish I didn't buy so many, but it's a lot for me. I wish I would have bought less a little bit. Your next question, what is your opinion on the French brand Jacquemus? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Not Jacquemus, right? It's Jacquemus. I don't really follow that brand. They became famous because of their micro miniature bags that had that long handle. I don't know what it's called. I think it's a little bit too trendy for me. I've seen some of their clothing and it does look nice. And I guess a little bit more wearable than their trendier bags. I've heard good things about the brand, but I personally am not familiar with it. I guess the bags just kind of put me off a little bit. The trendiness of the bag put me off a little bit. Let me finish off my makeup with a bit of lip gloss, and then we'll finish off the rest of the questions. Love this lip gloss from Chantecaille, and it was a gift from Clara. Hey Clara, if you're watching, I love this. This is the color Blith from Chantecaille. It makes my lips look so pouty. Okay, last 3 questions. VV Luna, would you consider Bulgari B01 necklace the original 2000 release? Okay, I don't know what necklace is this. Let me just see, Oh, okay, I know this. Okay, this necklace is a very famous necklace. I would consider it. I think that is one of the necklaces that before I went into my Chanels and Cartiers and all, I did like this. I actually love the Bulgari ring, the similar design. I don't know if it's called the B0. This is actually one that, if you come to think of it, it's more reasonable than the Cartiers and JUC. So yeah, if you're thinking about it, go ahead. Cecilia Go, any plans to become a full-time YouTuber? Oh my goodness. Oh. If the opportunity comes, I won't say no. I enjoy being on this platform. I've made a lot of good friends on this platform, you know, and it has been a journey, like a real fun journey. But my channel is small. Like, I feel like to be a YouTuber, a full-time YouTuber, your channel needs to grow. Like my channel, you know, it's on a slower path, and it's because of the niche topic that I am on. I do love makeup, so I do branch out, but obviously that doesn't give me, you know, my viewership is different from that. But I would love, okay, I would love to imagine that one day I could give up my day job, which will never happen, and then become a full-time YouTuber. Okay, Petite Sakura, can you talk about your living situation? It's a bit confusing. Will your hubby move to Singapore? Okay, so I think, yeah, I need to do a video on my life story, like my last year and this year, so I will consider doing it, you know, in the coming months, and yeah, share with all of you what has been happening, maybe to some extent, and I guess that will explain everything a little bit more clearly, right? Okay, so those are all the questions, and thank you to everybody who asked them to me. They were amazing. I love to do these type of videos. If you want to ask me any questions in the future, make sure you follow me on my Instagram handle is right here, and that is where I usually post a request for questions on my stories. That's where I'll take them and then bring them over here on YouTube to do a video. So yeah, I love these kind of videos, and thank you again. And yeah, I apologize. I have to apologize for all the disturbances with IKEA. That's why the video is like so long. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed, hit that bell as well. Otherwise, everybody, please take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!